Hello, we are discussing about GATE 2011 ECE paper and the topic is related to electronics. Look at the circuit diagram shown. For the BJT Q1 in the circuit, beta is equal to infinite, VBE on is 0.7 volts, VCE saturation is 0.7 volts. The switch is initially closed. At time t is equal to 0, the switch is opened. The time t at which Q1 leaves the active region is A 10 milliseconds, B 25 milliseconds, C 50 milliseconds, D 100 milliseconds. The right option for this question is C. Now we will see what was given is the switch is initially closed and at t is equal to 0 the switch is opened. So we will go for the steady state situation which is before the switch is opened. So for t less than 0 where the steady state has reached, for t less than 0 switch is closed. Switch is closed, and whenever switch is closed at that time the voltage across this one is going to be, the switch is closed is nothing but it is acting as short circuit. Whenever it is acting as short circuit, this node, that is collector node of Q1, is going to be connected directly to ground, so that 0 volts. Whenever it is at 0 volts, which is nothing but ground, so capacitor is going to be not charged, so that voltage across capacitor VC1, for example C1 is the capacitor, voltage across capacitor is 1 is equal to 0, and transistor, there is no current is flowing through the collector of transistor, so the transistor will be in the off condition. So switch is closed, that implies nothing but voltage across the capacitor, voltage across the capacitor, voltage across the capacitor C1 at t less than 0 1, that is nothing but for 0 minus is equal to for all the time, and that too we are considering the latest time, that is VC1 of 0 minus, which is nothing but 0 volts. Okay, and collector current is going to be, as the current is taken by the ground itself, there is no collector current flows, so transistor Q1 is in off condition. Off implies nothing but the meaning is the transistor is in cutoff region. Okay, and given that one beta is equal to infinite, the meaning of beta is equal to infinite. Okay, beta is equal to infinite is nothing but simply you can neglect the base current. We will calculate IB, base current is nothing but IC by beta, and beta is infinite, that implies nothing but IC by infinity, which implies nothing but 0. So IB can be neglected. Whenever it is specified in the question like this, beta is equal to infinite or beta is very large, by that time it is simply that one you can neglect the base current. Whenever base current is neglected, at that time current flowing through emitter and current flowing through collector is going to be same, because IE is equal to, you can write it as IC plus IB. Okay, IC plus IB, but IB is equal to 0, so IE is equal to IC, that is emitter current is same as collector current. Okay, and we are going with, instead of IE and IC, we are going a standard letter is nothing but I itself. IE is equal to IC is equal to I. This is what we are going with. Okay, so that implies nothing but if the transistor is on, by that time the current flowing through this resistor 4.3 kilo ohms is nothing but I. The same current flows through this collector also, that is I. Okay, so now what we have finalized is nothing but before the switch is open, the transistor Q1 is off and the voltage across capacitor is 0. Now we will consider when the switch is opened. So when t is equal to 0, that is nothing but we will go for like this, for t greater than 0, t greater than 0 is nothing but now the switch is open. Switch is open. When the switch is open, at that time Now the current is going to be now starts flowing through Q1, so that I1 starts flowing, that is starts flowing, collector current starts flows, which is the same current which is flows through emitter, that is nothing but current flowing through this 4.3 kilo ohms is also I. So I starts flowing, I starts flowing, okay. And capacitor also, the current now, this current is going to making voltage across capacitor starts increasing. Whenever the current is starts increasing, at that time voltage across collector terminal, voltage at collector terminal, collector increases. As voltage across collector terminal is going to be increases, that implies nothing but that is voltage across capacitor, which is going to be same voltage across capacitor C1. This is C1 value. Voltage across capacitor C1, V of C1 is also increasing, okay. So by that time, whenever it is going to be voltage across capacitor is going to be increasing, this is what we are going to get. And this capacitor is also contributing some current for this one, that we are assuming that one current flowing by the capacitor, current coming from this capacitor is nothing but, for example, it is I1, sorry, IC1 we will go with, okay. IC1, IC1, we'll go with IC1 is a current coming from the capacitor C1, okay. So what we are going with is nothing but, whenever the switch is open, the transistor Q1 starts conducting, so IC increases. IC increase is nothing but IE increases, which is nothing but the capital I, whatever the notation we have taken, I increases, okay, starts flowing. That implies nothing but I starts increasing. Next statement is whenever the I starts increasing, at that time, okay, transistor is going to be coming from Q1 is coming from off to on state. So under steady state, it will be in the off state before the switch is open, and after the switch is open, after some time it will reach as a steady state where it comes into on condition. So that implies nothing but, off implies nothing but cutoff, okay, and on implies nothing but saturation. So whenever it is coming from the cutoff to saturation, meanwhile it is going to be coming through active region. Meanwhile it is coming through active region. So transistor comes from off to on state through active region. So that implies nothing but, it is as time increases, that is nothing but under steady state. Under steady state, transistor will be in saturation. So we can say that one whenever the transistor leaves the active region is nothing but, it is the time at which transistor enters the saturation region. Let us assume this is the time at t is equal to t1. This is the time t is equal to t1 at which transistor Q1 enters saturation region. That implies nothing but Q1 leaves active region. Both are going to be same. So we are assuming that one at t is equal to t1, transistor Q1 enters into saturation region, which is nothing but just it has left the active region. This is the time which we are going to calculate, okay. So for this one, first of all we are going to calculate the base current, that is the current flowing through 4.3 kilo ohms, this current, okay. So apply KVL for this loop. So minus 5 volts is nothing but, you can draw in this way, this is minus terminal and it is plus terminal, it is connected in this way, okay. It is minus plus and it is 5 volts. So if you write KVL across base emitter loop, KVL at base emitter loop is going to be giving, okay, this is minus 5 minus VBE, okay, minus I times of 4.3 kilo ohms, okay, plus 10 is equal to 0. Plus 10 is equal to 0. So from this one you can calculate VBE is nothing but 0.7. So 5 minus 0.7, 5.7. I is equal to, you are going to getting it as 10 minus 5.7, which is nothing but 4.3. I is equal to 4.3 divided by 4.3 milliamperes, 4.3 K, 4.3 K, which implies nothing but 4.3 by 4.3 is 1 milliampere. So the current I is equal to 1 milliampere. Are you getting this one? This is 1 milliampere, but what you are getting is nothing but from this one you are getting 0.5 milliamperes, but you are getting total of 1 milliampere. The other zero point 0.5 is going to be coming in this way. So this is nothing but IC1. Okay, this is nothing but IC1. IC1 is nothing but current coming from the capacitor C1. So current coming from the capacitor C1 is nothing but IC1. IC1 is equal to I minus 0.5, which implies nothing but 1 minus 0.5, that is nothing but 0.5 milliamperes. Okay, so we have seen the collector current coming from the capacitor also we have seen, and voltage across capacitor, voltage across capacitor, that is VC1 at t is equal to T1. What you can expect? At t is equal to T1, the transistor Q1 enters into saturation. Just now what you have seen, at t is equal to T1, Q1 enters saturation region, enters into saturation region, so that whose VCE now can be assumed as VCE saturation. So voltage across capacitor, voltage across collector, that is nothing but collector terminal of Q1 is same as voltage across capacitor. Voltage across collector is nothing but voltage across capacitor C1. Okay, and that implies nothing but we can write it as VCE saturation plus VCE saturation plus IE times of 4.3. This you can write like this: VC1 is equal to, I will write again, VCE saturation plus IE times of 4.3 kilo ohms. Okay, and this is, you can write it as minus 10. VC1 is equal to, so VC1 is equal to, you can get it as VC1, that is nothing but you are applying KVL across this one. VC1 plus minus, you can go in this way, VC1 minus VCE saturation minus I into this one and plus 10, that will become, this is VC1 is equal to VCE saturation as 0.7 plus IE is nothing but 1 milliampere into 4.3 kilo ohms, which is nothing but 4.3 volts minus 10. So VCE will be treated as minus 5 volts. Okay, so from this one, so what we have seen is nothing but current flowing through this capacitor is nothing but I of C1 is equal to 0.5 milliamperes, and voltage across capacitor C1 is equal to minus 5 volts. Okay, and we can write this is what at t is equal to, all is going to be at t is equal to T1. Okay, we will consider the magnitude for the time, so that VC1 of T1, VC1 of T1 is equal to 5 volts. VC1 of T1 is equal to, that is nothing but how much time it has discharged. We are not going with magnitude, that is nothing but VC1 is coming towards minus 5 volts is nothing but the change in VC1 is 5 volts. So we are going with that change in VC1 is nothing but 5 volts. So whenever voltage across the capacitor, which is nothing but voltage across collector, is reaching 5 volts, by the time transistor is entering into the saturation region. So how much time it has taken to reach this minus 5 volts from 0 volts? Previously it was at VC1 is at 0 volts, so you can say it as change in VC1, dVC1 of T1 is equal to 5 volts. So you can think in this way. Okay, VC1 at t is equal to 0 is equal to 0 volts. Okay, and VC1 at T1 is equal to minus 5 volts. Okay, by that time current flowing through the capacitor can be written in this way: current flowing through the capacitor is nothing but IC1 is equal to C1 times of dVc1 by dt. So we can write it as 0.5 milliamperes is equal to C1 is given as 5 microfarad. 5 into microfarad is nothing but 10 power minus 6 farads into dVc1. dVc1 is nothing but Vc1 of t1 minus Vc1 of t is equal to 0. The change in capacitor voltage is nothing but 5 volts divided by how much time? Change in time is nothing but t1. dVc1 is nothing but change in voltage across capacitor C1 and dt is nothing but change in time. So change in voltage is 5 volts, the change in time is nothing but t1. So from this one, if you calculate t1 is equal to you will get it as 50 milliseconds. T1 you will get it as 50 milliseconds. That implies nothing but when the switch is open, when the switch is open, from that instant onwards after 50 milliseconds transistor Q1 is coming into saturation region. That is nothing but it will come out of active region after 50 milliseconds. So the right answer for this question is 50 milliseconds. So the answer for this question is C, 50 milliseconds. Thank you.